Well, I am so excited right now because what an exciting High Hopes Jackie baseball report it's going to be.
It's time for the High Hopes Jackie Baseball Report.
Joining me right now is Jackie Baseball. Fritz.
Yes, Jackie Baseball.
I'm telling you, this button back here is sticky.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, what do you got going on back there, buddy?
Just whacking that thing.
Well, I'm excited for High Hopes Jackie Baseball Report because we're going to get Jack's dramatic reading of Nick Castellanos' farewell letter.
That is right. So Nick Castellanos, for those that missed it, released today by the Phillies, ending a saga. And before, any articles could come out, he penned his own letter. First the city of Philadelphia and then the Miami incident. Okay. So here's the city of Philadelphia. All right. John, thank you for what you have provided my family with. Dave, thank you for the opportunity. Staff, thank you for helping me prepare. Paco, meaning Paco Figueroa.
We know.
But you never know. 4-4 is just as much yours as it is mine. You are the man in any room you walk into. My teammates, I love you guys. Playing with you all will be a core memory for the rest of my life. To the people of the city, thank you for showing up these past 4 years, applauding or booing. You were there. Remember the sharp attention and powerful passion you have for your sports teams are not married to the lens of media companies that cover them. The color of your collective soul is your own to paint together. Above all, thank you for embracing Liam the way you did. For that, I can never repay. To all who are reading, I wish you strong health and peace of mind.
Wow.
Nicholas.
Nice.
That's a good letter from Castellanos.
And a shot at the media.
Shout out to the media.
Well,
Always our fault.
yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, fans mad at you, just as mad at you as the media is. That was not a media creation. Have you heard Elliot? Elliot loves you, buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Now to the Miami incident.
Now, just to clarify, the Miami incident was when Rob Thompson told him that he was going to remove him for a defensive replacement.
Yep.
He said
with a 2-run lead in the ninth, like most managers should do.
Yes. And Nick Castellanos said or did something that got him benched, or did he get him suspended, or he just got benched?
Well, he got benched, and then his consecutive game streak was snapped because
Okay.
they suspended him for the next game.
Right. Okay. So here is Nick's comment on that.
Okay, apparently I need to address the Miami incident. As one of my friends in the team has informed me, there is an article waiting to come out without my consent or comments about the situation. So I'm going to just share it myself. As a veteran of the game of baseball, there are rules, and I broke one in Miami. After being taken out of a close ball game in front of my friends and family, I brought a Presidente, which is a beer, it's a type of beer, into the dugout. I then sat right next to Rob and let him know that too much slack in some areas and too tight of restrictions in others are not conducive to us winning. Shout out to my teammates and Howie Kendrick, who's a former big leaguer, but sometimes in the dugout, for taking the beer out of my hands before I could take a sip. I appreciate you guys. After the game, I went into the office with Dave and Rob. We aired out our differences, and the conversation ended with me apologizing for letting my emotions get the best of me. I would like to note that I was ready to share the details of the incident in its entirety to the media the next day, but was instructed not to by management. The punishment I received for my actions was the benching the following game. I love this game. I love being a teammate, and I am addicted to winning. I will learn from this.
That's also a good statement, I have to say. Him addressing it sounds like a good statement to me. He said what happened. Now
He's trying to get out in front of the story.
Yes. I also would love to get Nick Castellanos on the show, because he is saying that they're strict about some things and loose about others. And it is clearly something about some players getting away with some things and other players not getting away with it. And I would love to know who he's talking about.
Yeah.
But,
Well, welcome to pro ball.
Yes, well, that's yeah. I mean,
I couldn't do what other guys did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I get it, and I understand he views himself in a certain category. He certainly was making enough money to be viewed in that category. But the fact of the matter is, you aren't a face of the franchise. You aren't one of those guys. And my thing with Nick has always been more about it all. His his perception of this is being painted as being a team guy. And it's never felt that way to me. Like, I don't see why the Phillies would buck against you being a team guy. If you were a team guy, you would have been okay with being replaced late in games.
Yes.
And wouldn't try to show the manager up when you know it's a damn clubhouse rule by bringing alcohol into the clubhouse.
Yes.
The dugout.
It wasn't just sipping it. It was
Yeah,
you sat
brought it in
next
there.
to the
Yes,
manager
yes,
with the beer.
You were
Yeah.
clearly trying to show him up.
Now, I think Nick Castellanos thinks he's a team guy.
Yes.
I don't think that he that doesn't make it right, wrong, or indifferent.
Saying, yeah.
But I think he thinks that the team is the best when he is out there.
Yeah.
So now, Jack, there is the article he talked about is out.
Yeah, so Gelb has the article out there today, so Matt Gelb wrote it. He also wrote in here, Gelb wrote, he said, Castellanos was offered an opportunity through his agent to respond to this Thursday morning and instead chose to just pen a letter. So
Okay.
So he's saying that,
That he was given the chance.
He was given the chance. Yeah, so there's a lot of interesting stuff in here. All right, this is how Gelb
He got the information. He reported on it.
Yes.
Actually, let me talk about the process.
Okay.
Let me talk about Adam Kasabi. Right after that, go nowhere. Right after I tell you about Adam Kasabi, the realtor who's going to get you your beach house, Jack will tell you what the Philly side of the story is. Ooh, I'm so excited about all this, the drama. I mean, this is months ago, the drama. So there's drama every year with you trying to book your beach house, for whatever week you're going down this. I'm actually going through that right now because I haven't gone to Kasabi to actually buy a beach house in Delaware. But because we're taking our vacation July 4th week, it makes it even harder to find a place. It's murder. You hate it, right? You spend thousands of dollars to live in somebody else's house for a week. Adam Kasabi, based out of Long and Foster, Bethany Beach, he is the realtor who can make sure you have your own beach house to go to. So you decide what week you're going down there, right? Or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or long weekends during the fall. And then you can bring your friends and family down there. You don't have to go through this nonsense every year. And when you have that investment property in Delaware where the property taxes are low, and when I say low, I mean, Kasabi sent me a beachfront property in Bethany Beach where the property taxes for the year were like $1,500. That is crazy. And then the rental income you make over the summer, we're talking about $70,000, $80,000. That is paying your mortgage. You have your investment place. You have a place to go down to, and you have the guy to make it happen. Adam Kasabi is going to work harder and better and smarter than anybody else will. I'm going to give you his direct cell. That is 302-864-8643, 302-864-8643, or go to buyindelaware.com.
All right. So here's how Gelb wrote it. He said, removed for defensive purposes in a game against the Marlins, played in his hometown with family and friends. Castellanos directed his ire at Phillies coaches. The beer served as a prop. If not in the game, Castellanos was on vacation. He yelled at the coaches and manager Rob Thompson while teammates watched. Two players who were not on the field at the time, Kyle Schwarber and JT Realmuto, intervened. They tried to usher Castellanos out of sight before cameras could capture a player drinking a beer in an active dugout. Which, by the way, is a violation of Major League Baseball rules.
Yeah.
And they could have suspended him for a game because of that, and they decided not to do that.
Okay.
So, Howie Kendrick, the former longtime big leaguer and now a Phillies special assistant, attempted to be a peacemaker by snatching the beer. They urged the right fielder to cool down and discuss the issue after the game ended. It was only a 2-run game, and the Phillies were trying to secure the victory. Castellanos ranted more to Thompson before disappearing into the clubhouse, and they said the outburst hung over the air in the game as they try to finish it off. But he also wrote, you can't disrespect the manager and talk to him the way that he did. One Phillies player said, you can't expect it all to be the same after that. Gelb also details that at that point, players started distancing themselves from Castellanos. Like they would play nice,
yeah.
But this was heading towards a breakup.
Yeah, the straw that broke the camel's back. I'm sure there had been little things that Castellanos did previously that everybody just sort of dealt with.
Yep.
But I think that the thing that Gelb's article makes a little more clear, and Castellanos addressed in his letter, but did not really highlight, is loudly airing out the coach and the manager in the dugout. Let's put the beer away for a second.
Sure.
And that's what Gelb said. It was a prop for him to show that show that he was going to be disrespectful and loudly ripping the manager in the dugout. That is a lot different than going into his office afterwards. And, I'm sure Rob Thompson would be fine with the door closed, you guys screaming at each other. That stuff happens in baseball all the time. Mm-hmm. You do it in the dugout in front of all the other players, ostensibly in front of the fans as well, who could probably, if you're close enough,
in
hear
Miami,
it.
They can hear it.
Yes, you'd probably hear it across the field.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like that moment. And it really just comes down to Castellanos being a jerk about being pulled in the outfield. And I actually feel some of the things that Elliott feels about Castellanos. He was not afraid of the moment. He did have great playoff moments. I think, he got a lot of hell for swinging wildly when a lot of the players swung wildly. It was not just him. I think he got a little too much hell for that, but the throwing a temper tantrum because you got pulled in the ninth inning when you're not a good fielder to win a baseball game is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the other thing for me. Those players, their reaction to that and moving forward from that says a lot. First of all, it says that there wasn't a strong bond there prior to.
Yeah.
And they may have already been growing tired of other things that Castellanos may be doing that aren't reported or talked about. Because when your teammates start to separate themselves from you or distance themselves from you, that's different. See, players normally stick together.
Yeah.
Especially when it's player, coach, player management type of thing. They'll at least ride with you and support. This shows me that he didn't have a lot of close confidants in that clubhouse.
And it's why your perspective on this is so good, because the way that Gelb also wrote it, because he talked to, I guess, some players about it off the record, and they said he's not a bad teammate,
right?
But he's not really a team player. And a team player would understand that you should be you getting pulled from the game is something that happens. You're not a very good defensive player, and it seems like part of what Gelb laid out here is that Castellanos, even from the beginning, viewed himself as a star.
Yes,
and the Phillies tried to abide by that, but also he wasn't producing in a way. And I think he thought that he should get star treatment and be able to play through everything. And that's, I think, where some of the friction came.
Yeah.
He also wrote. He also wrote that he was very outward in how much he had disdain for Rob Thompson and
you can't do that.
And Kevin Long. And and Kevin Long's a big one.
Yeah,
because he is well respected by Schwarber. Harper I think respects him. Trey Turner respects him. He probably lost some faith in that locker room by ripping Kevin Long. And apparently his whole thing is they didn't play in the big leagues, so I can't trust them.
Well, look,
Rob Thompson and Kevin Long?
Yeah, so Castellanos can't trust them because they didn't play in the big leagues.
Okay.
Well,
yes.
The other thing here, too, is for all of Castellanos' disdain for Rob Thompson, Castellanos got to work through everything.
Yes.
He played every game. He didn't get pulled for defensive replacements. It was that one, maybe they didn't like each other personally, but Thompson
stuck with him.
Gave him as much rope as you can. Let's go back to the 2024 season where the team was playing well, but Castellanos' performance in that first month and a half of the season was terrible. So when you're already a bad fielder, and I know he thinks he's a good fielder because he doesn't make errors, but let's grow up for a second.
It's kind of like Sirianni being a great coach because of only winning losses.
Right, yes, something like that. You were not performing. You're supposed to be a hitter. You weren't performing. You didn't get the customary day off to clear your head like everybody else has to do when you're not performing. Rob Thompson gave him a lot of rope, you know?
And he probably gave him the rope because he knew this would be the results when he ultimately did it.
Yes.
You had to be delicate. He was trying to be delicate with it. And I guess Gelb also said Castellanos wasn't happy batting seventh at some points and believed he deserved the right to be a middle-of-the-order bat and stuff like that. Seems like a very...
Well, the only ones who didn't get moved down is Bryce and Schwarber. Even Trey Turner was batting.
Dude, Trey Turner batted, I think, eighth before the ovations.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
First year.
Trey Turner was down in the lineup.
Now, as I work this out mentally, to Castellanos' side, as far as him believing he was a star, they paid him like a star.
Yeah.
When he was a signing, he was a star signing.
Yeah.
So, and if he looks at his numbers at the end of the year, if we're putting the nerd metrics about the defense to the side, he produced. At the end of the year, there were Castellanos' 23 or 24 home runs and his 80 or 90 RBIs and his batting average that was 270 or 260 or whatever it was.
Yep.
So at the end of the day, he probably says, you paid me this. I produced aside from really 1 year in his career that was really an outlier, I produced like I produced, and you did not treat me like a star player, and I deserve to be a star player. And I really think, going back to Thompson's decision to sit him as a defensive replacement, I think that he was given the okay to do that as an organizational
Front
thing.
office went on and said, okay.
If he reacts poorly, we're going to get rid of him anyway.
And we're supporting your decision here.
Yes. Because they knew it was a possibility it was going to happen, and they gave Rob Thompson the rope to do it. And it was the right thing. And look, they also got more out of Kepler when that thing happened. They ended up not winning anything. And I guess
thought Casty bounced back after that. I thought he bounced back from that.
I was going to say that. I mean, it wasn't like he hit the cover off the ball, but in that playoff series, he had two of the biggest hits in the entire Dodgers series, Castellanos had. And I thought, I think his production after that was fine.
Yeah.
He handled that part like a professional, I guess. So what would you think if I, in one of our show meetings, bring in a beer and just start airing out Lakin in front of everybody? Am I getting suspended?
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
Not before we do the show that day.
Yes. Still got to do the show.
We're still doing that show.
And talk about it?
I got to talk about that incident.
Yes. And I need to be here when I do it. Get myself suspended for another day, probably after that. So Nick Castellanos gone. He was released today. He penned his farewell letter, which I thought the part to the fans was actually very kind. I thought
cool.
it was a cool letter. The fact that he wrote it on a loose leaf paper lets you know that it wasn't some PR thing. I think he actually did write it. And I wish Nick Castellanos good luck. I don't have any bad feelings toward Nick Castellanos.
Only if he lands with the Reds.
Oh, there you go.
If he goes anywhere else, I don't care.
There you go.